As the years of blockade passed by, the war in Gaza kept worsening over time. 90% of Gaza's main water supply is unfit for drinking and even unsuitable for agricultural use. The besieged territory's main water supply, the coastal aquifer, is overpumped, and the crippling Israeli blockade on Gaza has exacerbated the problem. While water treatment plants exist in Gaza, they are underdeveloped, and frequent fuel shortages force them to regularly halt operations. As a result, local authorities are now pumping 90 million cubic liters of partially treated sewage into the Mediterranean Sea off the Gaza coast on a daily basis. The untreated sewage has infiltrated Gaza's underground water, contaminating the water supply, which contains high chlorides and nitrates levels. The sewage plant stations need continuous maintenance with tools which are not available in the Gaza Strip. The Israeli assault on Gaza has deteriorated the water problem, and most of the families in the blockaded territories did not have access to either drinking or running water. The Israeli army has bombed the walls that provide tens of thousands of people in Gaza with water, putting them under the threat of water scarcity. It has also targeted power sewage plants, which means clean water is not coming and sewage water is not going out. The displacement of hundreds of thousands of people poses further challenge to water providers. Even though there were many campaigns to get the displaced people some water to drink, there were a lot of deficiency in this particular sector. The damage done to the sewage networks and subsequent sewage flooding leads to increased risk of water contamination throughout, seeping into groundwaters, walls, and the water network. The total loss of the water sector in Gaza due to the Israeli aggression is estimated at nearly $40 million. The Israeli bombardment completely destroyed 11 water wells, and more than 15 water wells partially destroyed, in addition to the severely damaged infrastructure of the water plants. Water sewage plants have stopped working due to the continuous electricity blackouts. Over 90% of the water extracted from the coastal aquifer is salty and unsafe for human consumption. Only 15 to 25% of households receive running waters every day, and 75% of the Palestinians in Gaza depend on private water vendors for tanker drinking water supplies. 90 million liters of raw or partially treated sewage are discharged into the Mediterranean every day, as construction projects for essential infrastructures are on hold due to the Israeli restrictions on the entry of construction materials. As a result, Gaza is suffering from heavy environmental pollution and public health risk. What is needed? The establishment of drinking water desalination plants to rescue the residents of Gaza from the unfit drinking water. Support and fund local municipalities to reconstruct and repair partially destroyed walls, which constitute a fast partial solution for the water disaster. Immediate reconstruction of walls that have been fully devastated by the aggression, so as not to be a disaster in the water shortage over the coming months. Support and municipal finance to drill new wells in the densely high populated areas where there is no sufficient water. Support repair and maintenance projects of water and sanitation stalled in the Gaza Strip, which threatens of health disasters. Support projects of wastewater refining before pumping it into the sea, or seeping into the groundwater to prevent the increase of pollution of the sea and drinking water. To help rebuild Gaza, please donate. Aman Palestine, Berhad.